Welcome to Chai After Dark, everyone. This is Shabnam, and I'm here with my co-host, Sameem. What's up, Sameem?
Not much, dude. I just got rid of my own wasp trap.
Oh, no. Did you have a bug infestation?
No, it was ladies, dude. I had to get rid of them. I'm just
Damn,
kidding. There's no ladies here.
Yeah, don't be sexist like that. Ladies are great. You don't have to get rid of them.
I just want to do what Roman says.
Oh, God. I don't think that they would have created a Roman type character in this day and age. I feel like Roman didn't age well.
Let's see. This is 7 years ago, right? So
yeah,
2018 or so. Yeah, I could walk up to a woman and tell her, hey, I like your face. I can't even say it. It sounds like there's no way I could say that to a woman. I want to, whatever he says to Kendall in the middle of the episode. It's in your notes. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Because today we're covering, like you said, episode 4 of Succession season 1. And it's called Sack Wasp Trap.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane. There's also a lot of shit talk in this episode. By shit talk, I mean talk of actual shit. And death traps and all of that stuff. So this one's an interesting one.
Nuclear
I feel like this
pits.
This is kind of the episode where stuff starts getting a little real. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so, because the characters also have developed a lot since episode 1. We already knew everybody is an asshole. We don't need to be told elitists like this are assholes, but to watch like their complete disdain for society and their sexual proclivities come to light, it's pretty funny. It also makes me feel really good about myself.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was bad.
Yeah.
I thought I was a bad person. And now I'm like, holy shit, I'm an angel.
Yeah, you are. We're all angels compared to them. But they're like really disrespectful to people. Like really disrespectful. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, I mean, would you say I hate you to like some uncle or auntie that you grew up with? Because that's what Roman does to Frank, right? He's just like, I hate your face. I can't even imagine saying that to anyone I grew up with, even if I do hate them.
Right. But the reason why he's saying it to Frank is not just because he's an uncle he grew up with, but it's because he's an employee. So he can treat him like kind of crap. And that's why he's treating him like crap.
Yeah, but Frank is a former CFO, right? So he's probably a billionaire as well. To take this shit from somebody's kids because they founded the company, I think we talked about this last time. It's just wild, right? Like to have that much power just because you came out of someone's vagina that had power. I don't know. Frank sucks too, by the way, in the later episodes. Everybody sucks. And before we get started, I did want to say that I think Kendall got a bad rap. He seems like the most normal one.
Yeah, he's just like desperate for validation, but he's like not as terrible. I don't know. That's my take so far. But then again, I did text you after this and I was like saying how the lawyer lady, how Jeannie reminds me of myself in some ways. And then you were like, LOL, you wait till you see the next episode. So yeah, I will not say that again on this podcast because I have no idea what's coming.
Up until now, she's fine. And she keeps everything internal. There's like a little twist with Greg at the end of this episode with her. But as we move forward, you are absolutely... Actually, I don't know if you're like Jerry. It's going to be really interesting the next 2 episodes. I'm really excited to talk to you about what you said.
Okay. We'll come back to it.
Everybody knows,
how's
right?
your...
If everybody's already seen Succession, they know what I'm referring to with Jerry and what she does and who she becomes.
Interesting. So how's your weekend? Do you want to tell us about that?
I was just at my parents' house. No, I don't want to talk about it. Shout out.
Okay.
But I was in LA for 5 days with Sophie before that. And man, it was fun. I hate LA, but if you know how to avoid traffic and get to the neighborhood that you want to hang out in, you can have a really good time. Shout out to my buddy, Open Mike Eagle. We went to a show at the Echo. He signed Sophie's vinyl. We met some other rappers, took some pictures. It was a great time. I spit some bars. It's not bad.
Nice.
Look out for my release. New rap single, by the way. Give me like 3 months.
Nice. I like it. So I went to Weed, Brian's hometown. And
yeah, so did I.
Yeah. And he had his high school reunion, Weed High reunion. So we went to...
How many people were there?
Like 25 or something.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Because also... it's a very small class to begin with, but because it's a small town, people have more attachment towards it. So like more percentage of people come, I think.
Yeah.
But it was really cute. They had all 90s themed stuff, like Pulp Fiction posters and Forrest Gump posters, and they had 90s music like Biggie and Tupac. No Puffy. They basically they scrubbed their playlist of
No
of
Diddy.
P. Diddy.
Yeah.
No Diddy. No Diddy, but some diggity. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, this is his 30-year reunion?
30-year reunion, yeah.
Anybody come up with any drama? Hey, I dated Brian in high school. Who are you?
You know
Nothing
what?
like that?
No, nothing like that. Although, you know what was sad is they were talking about how some people have died, which is kind of sad. You get to an age where, but I don't know. So that was like the craziest. But they did go through stories, and they had some like interesting stories.
Weed, California. Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how big that high school graduating class was.
They said like in the 50s. It was like 52 or something like that.
Half of that graduating class showed up 30 years later.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I've never been to a high school reunion, but I remember looking on Facebook like 10 years later. So this was...
You've never been to any of your reunions?
No. The people that
I went to my
hang out
10-year.
with, I know you did. I remember that. No, I thought you went to like 20.
No, the 20-year I couldn't go because we had other plans. It was just really recently. But my 10-year I went to, and it was at the Saddle Rack in Fremont. Shout out Saddle Rack. And people, it was a shit show.
Yeah, 10 years in their party phase still. So
yeah, but I want to say there was like 120 people out of like 500 or so.
That's a lot too. Yeah. I wonder how many were at mine. I've never been. I've never gotten an invite or anything. I don't follow anyone on Facebook. I do talk to like 6 or 7 people from high school quite regularly, actually.
Interesting.
So none of us have been. I don't think there's any need to go. Maybe because we already still stay in touch.
Yeah.
Right. But also,
I stay in touch. Yeah.
I don't know what I would talk to anybody about. I don't know.
I don't know either. I think when you're from a small town, like they were talking about old memories and where are people now and how are people's parents and siblings and all this stuff. But like most people from my high school are not going to ask me about my parents and siblings, and the people that would are my few friends that I keep in touch with. So I don't know. It's different. I think like at bigger schools, you end up having like competitive stuff, like who's married, who has kids, what job do you have? Like that's kind of what people are maybe more interested in. I don't know.
Brian was probably the coolest person there, right?
There was some cool people there, but like
nice.
I think Brian's the coolest person. I think Brian's
I would be like, I'd have such an ego when I would go in there. I'd be like, you know who I am? And everybody would be like, no, we don't know. Okay.
Well, apparently I found out that he was like gonna be valedictorian, but then this one other guy beat him out.
Fuck that guy, dude. Whatever.
Yeah.
Where's that guy? Sacramento? Probably.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Sacramento, but he doesn't come to the reunions. He's like not social.
Oh, got it. You know what's funny? You asked me about my family and what I did this weekend. My sister went to Crater Lake in Oregon a couple weeks ago, or like a week ago. And then randomly she's like, we drove through Weed, California, and we stopped at a restaurant and they didn't seat us. And she told me like
what
this
restaurant
racist
was it?
story. It's probably the only restaurant in Weed. It's like sit down service. And then it's the waitress was like, sit down here if you want. And then my sister says, like, should I sit here? And she said it was super contentious. And then a white family walked in and like the waitress ran to them and gave them a table, even though my sister's family was already in there. This was like last week or 2 weeks ago. So you might have been in Weed, California at the same time as my sister because they were driving to Crater Lake.
You should ask her what the restaurant was and tell me, because then maybe I can tell you why. Because so partially I described weed to my family like Pakistan because neither people would appreciate it, but like it's kind of like a very small town, right? So if they knew the other family coming in, they're gonna help them.
Of
like
course,
my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law was telling me a story about how her and her now husband, when they were dating, would go sit for hours and hours at the local cafe. And they knew the lady that the waitress there has worked there for 50 years. There's a waitress there right now that's worked there for 50 years. And she was just like, I know you guys are just going to sit here. So you guys go get yourself some coffee whenever you want, because I know you're only ordering coffee. So they would just go get their own coffee in the restaurant. And so it's like that, you know? So like I could see them being like, if they don't really know people, and depending on what restaurant it was and what the situation was, who knows?
Yeah, I could see it being a misunderstanding. I don't think it was the Indian restaurant, because she did say there was an Indian restaurant there.
Yeah, it wasn't the Indian restaurant. The Indian restaurant also, like, I think can have bad service sometimes. Shout out to the Indian restaurant.
Indian restaurant in the middle of nowhere called Weed, California. Hey, weren't we saying in our Mississippi Masala episode how Indians just end up everywhere, whether it's a hotel or restaurant? Weed, California is legitimately rural. Like, there's no way to fly there.
No. It's
right.
It's not rural. It's a small town. I know that because apparently there's more rural areas around it that I haven't been to.
Yeah, what are those places called?
It's country. I don't even know their names, but it's country. So yeah, but also the Indian restaurant isn't actually in Weed. It's in a neighboring city. I think, I'm not even sure. Like, it's called like Mount Shasta. No, it's Mount Shasta.
Chico?
Or I think it's Mount Shasta. I think it's in, no. That's far. This is like 10, 15 minutes away.
Oh, got it. Okay, well, let's talk about Succession, and we should go to Weed, California one day together. I kind of want to check it out. I've actually been to Weed, by the way, because I used to drive to Portland, so I've driven through it for sure, but it's been a while.
Yeah. All right, so
what are you 12 minutes in talking about Weed? Let's get going. Let's go. Succession. Let's succeed.
So Succession. This episode is called Sack Wasp Trap, and starts out with Logan being a hella crotchety old man, and he's starting to walk though. So last time we saw his eyes open, now he's starting to walk. Marcia is not sure that he'll be well enough to attend this charity event in a couple of days, but like she really wants him to, and he really wants to. But Kendall is scheduled to make the speech that Logan usually makes at this event annually. And Kendall wants to get someone to write some like good jokes and bits for him. He's like telling everybody at the office, and everyone's like, you're going to tell jokes. And he's all excited about taking over his dad's role. And then he sees his dad coming into the office, and he's totally shocked and has no idea why his dad's there and, you know, how this happened and what this means for him in his like role as interim CEO. So meanwhile, Roman's trying to get ready to go to work, but this chick that he's dating is all up on him, and he tells her he needs space, 'cause she's like trying to like kiss on him in the bathroom as he's like putting his shirt on. And then he's like, right now I need to fart, and I'm not, 'cause you're here.
I mean, I feel like Roman would fart anyways. He's the kind of guy that would pull a power fart move.
Yeah, but maybe he's just like, I just want to like fart without a boner. Like, I
totally get it, man. Like, no one's spending the night with me unless they're my wife. Like, so, which makes it really hard to date. So I'll just be alone. I totally understand Roman. This is the only time I've understood him.
Okay, wait, you're saying that you don't want someone to, okay.
Like dating, American dating is like basically marrying someone within like 3 weeks. It's insane. Like, come over all the time, hang out, know everything about me, take a shit in front of me. It's just too much. And then they make fun of us for being arranged marriage. Bitches, you guys are arranged marrying yourselves 15 to 16 to 20 times in your lifetime. And then you just move in with the 20th person. So whatever. Does that make sense?
Conservative Sameem over here.
I know.
I see what you're saying, but I didn't know you were going to go full uncle on this episode.
I'm
like
efficient
10 minutes
in my dating. Who I date, I marry. Subsequently divorced. So whatever. I do a full loop. I'm not like Roman, dude. I don't need like some hoe from a charity event. Where do you find this girl, by the way? I didn't catch that.
I don't know.
She just shows up.
I don't know, but he treats her like crap. So
it gets a lot more. Yeah. I'm so excited for the next few episodes, because if you think these first 4 episodes are bad with Logan Roy pissing and Roman jerking off, you haven't seen anything yet.
Okay. So,
and I'm not conservative, everyone. I'm just in a really bad mood.
You spend too much time with your family the last few days.
I know. Dude, I don't even know how it's Thursday. I got back Monday night. We drove, by the way, so I was driving. We did go to LA, which was fun, but I'm zoned the fuck out. I got here Monday night. I don't know how it's Thursday morning. And I look showered, right? I don't even think I showered yesterday.
Wow.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So after that, Tom and Shiv are having breakfast at their house while they get ready for work. And basically, Roman calls to tell Shiv that a senator who she's working with's husband sent a bunch of people a picture of his asshole. So was it the husband of the senator or the senator herself sent her asshole pictures?
It was a male asshole.
Oh, it was a male asshole, right? Okay.
Her husband.
So it was a literal anus. So we're
Literal
talking
anus.
about a picture of it. Yeah. So Roman says this is precisely the kind of quote unquote disgusting liberal metro butt love that makes our viewership angry enough to buy pharmaceuticals. And I was like, wow, this is some weird ass dated liberal, like conservative reference that I don't understand the angry enough to buy pharmaceuticals.
Let's think about this. So we've been through a few of these, right? And they changed their slogans. So today, they hate trans people. They always hate brown people. We know that now because they're picking them up off the streets.
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals. I guess they see so much butt love and gay sex and gay pride parade stuff everywhere that they need to go comatose.
Maybe, I guess, yeah. Like they hate pharmaceuticals, but they hate gay people more. So if they had to choose between gay people and pharmaceuticals, they'd choose pharmaceuticals. Maybe that's, I don't know.
Yeah. And to tie this whole thing in, I wrote this note for you. Do you remember Anthony Weiner? That's his name.
Yeah. Anthony Weiner, who sent pictures of his wiener. Yeah. Yeah.
This reminds me of that situation.
Yeah.
This is not a butthole, though.
Yeah, which Anthony Weiner's wife was Pakistani.
Oh, she was.
And then she divorced him. Shout out to Huma. What was her name? Huma Abedin.
Yeah, that motherfucker fucked up. Can you imagine? And then she stayed with him. She stayed with him the first time, and then he did it again.
Yeah, she stayed with him. Then he did it again. Then he divorced her. She worked for Hillary Clinton, and now she's married to a different white billionaire.
Oh, she's not in our realm. She's somewhere. Yeah. She's way above us. And Anthony Weiner tried to make a comeback and run for like New York City mayor in like 2018 or something. And Eric Adams beat him. That other fool. So I look, since we're talking about this and we did Mississippi Masala, Mom Donnie's going to fuck up too. He's going to be, I just don't see it. I don't see any New York mayor being like a real person.
I mean, I have high hopes.
I have high hopes, but looking at the past, right?
Yeah. He better be ready for all the honey pots, honey traps, and assassination attempts, I guess.
He's a good-looking guy, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's a really good-looking guy. He's only 33. He's liberal arts educated. His mom's a wealthy film director. This guy's going to be honey-potted left, right, center, every which way you can think of.
Yeah. Bigger the front, the bigger the back. Okay.
Okay, Roman.
All right. So wait, what did you say? Dad zones? I'm reading your notes. You said something about dad zones.
Oh, so when Kendall was what you just described, Kendall talks to the dad right before Roman walks in, and the dad is so fucking zoned out, right?
Yeah, like you today.
Yeah, exactly. And then he has like this like cute Asian nurse, and he's like, "Hey, James, take me to the bathroom." And then he wheels him away in that scene right before Roman and Kendall are talking. That's why I wrote that note. And I don't know why I wrote dad. I could have wrote Logan Roy.
Yeah. I was going to make a joke about kind of racist, but whatever. I won't.
Let's just do it.
I mean, so do you think that the nurse must have been Filipino, right?
Is that racist? Because
it's
Filipino
not.
women
it's
run nursing in the United States.
Even all the nurses are Filipino, I feel like. If there's a nurse, he's most likely Filipino. Although I do know some Latino nurses.
I know some Latino nurses, yeah. But I think, male nurses, was it ever a big deal? I never thought, oh, this is like not a manly job. Like you still have to like work with blood, shit, and excrements that I don't want to work with. So it's a pretty fucking manly job if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. Think just like traditionally, doctors are male and nurses are female. That's like the 1950s BS, but I don't think that's actually real.
I don't think I've ever talked to a doctor and said this guy's smart. But when I talked to a nurse, I was like, oh, this badass bitch knows everything. That's just because
All right.
doctors have terrible bedside manner, right? It's probably what it is.
I mean, not the doctors we know. They're great.
Are they? Oh, yeah, our friends are great. Sorry. I don't know. Hey, shout out. I've never been to the ER and my friend's taking care of me, but if you're a good doctor, text me and let me know. I think she is.
So Kendall calls Roman and tells him that their dad is back. And Roman calls him out on wanting their dad to not come back because he wants to take the company in a different direction. And like, this is where you kind of see that Roman is giving Kendall shit about the whole dad thing. But then 1 second later, he gets the same heat because he walks into his office and he sees Frank sitting there. The old, is it CFO or COO? CFO, maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Just some rich fuck.
Yeah, who basically whose job he's doing the interim position for. And the guy says good morning, and then he goes, it's not a good morning because you're here and I hate you. This is what you're talking about. But the writing's kind of good in this show.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, just this character is such a brat. Like I don't know why we always say this, but if a South Asian boy had like billions and he was brought up like how we've seen South Asian boys brought up, that dude would be worse than Roman.
Yeah, you're right.
At least Roman has some sort of like, I don't know if he has any self-awareness, actually. What am I saying?
Do you think it's a generational thing? Because, okay, what you're talking about is a stereotype of a South Asian boy being raised like a princess and kind of ending up a bitch, right? No offense to all my South
brown,
Asian guys out there.
Hey, man, I have male friends that are 45 years old that act like mama's boys. You guys can get mad at me and text me. You already did, one of you, but I'll still say it. Like, you act like a bitch when you're around your mom.
But I don't feel like my dad and his generation, they weren't raised like a bitch. I don't know what happened. What happened to this generation?
Because I think we're a different kind of South Asian where we came to the United States, and not everybody is privileged when they come here, but we're all fairly intelligent. We all have money. And I think raising our kids is actually really easy within the community, but then everyone thinks it's hard as shit. So then they go over the top and spoil at least the first boy, right? And I don't know if it's generational thing, but I think it is at least a South Asian thing where the oldest gets the preferential treatment, and that's probably cross culture.
That is, I've heard that in other cultures as well, but I also almost think for South Asian people, they think if they do everything for their son and they give him enough time and energy, he'll devote all of that to school and become good at school and successful. And by osmosis, he'll turn into a responsible man. And that never works. It never fucking works. Whereas with a girl, they're like, you need to be responsible. You need to have life skills and know how to cook stuff and do stuff, because that way you'll be able to like show that you're valuable and get married to a good person, which thankfully I'm just about to say that's not how my parents were. And even actually like my relatives, they valued education for women, but a lot of times, even if they value education for women, they still value marriage a lot too. So.
Man, you don't need to convince me. I'm a feminist. Men have not evolved in like 130 years, right? I would say since like 1895 to 1905. My grandfather had the same outlook in life that my dad had, which probably my brother has, which I have kind of. So we're just out here to survive in our own thoughts, while women have to like cook, clean, be educated, raise the kids, drive, run errands, and look pretty and take care of us mentally, physically, and emotionally.
And sexually.
Well, that's what I said, physically.
Oh. Okay.
Secret lives of Muslim wives, right?
Yeah.
Sex lives of Muslim wives, sorry.
Shout out Selma Hindi.
Yeah, how did we get here? Talking about Roman.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, we're talking about Roman being a South Asian boy. That's how we got here.
Exactly.
Wow, what a workaround. Look at that. Right back onto the topic.
Nice. Okay. So the senator who Shiv works for, she's like really mad at Shiv because Shiv's family keeps reporting on this story about her anus, literally. And so I want to say anus because if I say asshole, people will think it's metaphorical.
Yeah, like Roman himself, the asshole.
Yeah.
I like
exactly,
how the senator is like, I don't actually care that my husband's sending his butthole everywhere, but can you please stop reporting on it? And she wasn't even like nice about it. She's like, well, your daddy owns the company. These people are so elitist. They're so stupid. Like, I'm just so sick of elite people. It's just a power grab, left and right. She doesn't actually care that her husband's bleached butthole is all over the internet. She's just like, get rid of it.
Well, this is the thing. People always shit on arranged marriage, but the wealthier people are in society, the more they have arranged marriages. These are marriages of convenience. Even Shiv and Tom, he doesn't love her. He just kisses her ass and she doesn't respect him. They're together because it's appropriate for their financial circumstance.
Yeah, you got it completely correct because the next episodes will open up that viewpoint and you're completely correct. Like it's a marriage of convenience. He just wants to be rich and healthy. Tom, that's all he cares about.
Yeah.
Like he just wants to be rich, wealthy, powerful. I don't know, man. Like everything's arranged, whether it's like within a minute or 3 minutes or 12 minutes. So why am I saying 12 minutes? I mean like months, right? So if you're going to date someone for a few months before you move in and then live together before you get married, all that shit's arranged still too. Like you're not cool because you didn't get married. And also the arranged marriage people, you're not cool either because you forced it. Everybody ends up on the same toilet and we all shit when we die. So I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm just like not in the mood for like relationship stuff. Nothing happened, by the way.
Okay. All right. So moving on. So Connor is setting up a charity event. Okay.
You said let's be a little peppy, so let's do it.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So we're peppy. I mean,
Okay.
I think we are peppy.
Okay.
So Greg tells Tom, who's obviously being an asshole, that Logan is back. And Tom introduces Greg to someone, and Greg tries to tell him he's related to the Roys, and Tom cuts him off because he's jealous of that. And it's like, you're marrying into the family. He's such a psycho. And then he goes, he doesn't need to know your whole life story. And it's like, okay, shut the fuck up. Tom is one of the most annoying characters ever.
Tom has a little bit of power, like I just said, and look what he's doing. Like this is the least amount of power in the family. Maybe Connor. Connor has less power than Tom, but it's just so fucking stupid to pick on Greg.
Yeah. So the man who Tom was introducing to Greg, his name is Bill. And Bill goes into this air-gapped room and he brings Tom along with him. And he tells Tom there's a secret news about someone in the family and in the company. And he says it needs to be handled. And since Tom is in the family and he's the interim, whatever this position is, COO, I don't know. He needs to hear this, but it's like a death pit and there's like nuclear rods.
What do you think it is? What did you think it was when he first started saying it? Because they end up saying what it is.
Well, I thought it was some kind of scandal, but like if you look at it from today's scandal, it's almost not so bad. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, sexual coercion for favors. I guess that's literally
actually you're right. That's
what our
bad.
elite society is. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
What are we fucking talking about? This is such amazing foreshadowing. This is 8 years ago. And today, this week, it all comes to light that this was all correct. And we don't know exactly what's in these files, but this is fucking Waystar files.
Yeah.
Right? These are the Waystar files. They don't say it, but that's what these are.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so Roman comes to Kendall's office to discuss Kendall's CEO speech at the charity event. And
I just wanted to put that in there. You missed that line. And he's like,
Logan keeps Frank to be his babysitter and says he doesn't want a babysitter unless I can fuck them. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I totally missed that.
Sorry, not Logan. So when Kendall is like, oh, why are you on my ass, Logan? They're doing the same thing to Roman, but they're doing it with Frank. And then Frank tells Roman that he's going to keep an eye on him. Roman runs to Kendall and he's like, why the fuck do I have a babysitter? I don't want a babysitter unless I can fuck them.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay.
Meaning,
hilarious.
You think that guy didn't fuck his babysitters growing up? Roman, they're making it quite obvious. I wonder what happened to this fool. I wonder if they're going to storytell.
I feel like everybody's like psychologically fucked up and sexually abused.
Oh,
it's
totally.
Kind of insane.
It's kind of gross.
So basically, like we were saying, Roman is sexually open and doesn't think consent is important. Well, surprise, surprise. He said, I'm honest. I say, I want to fuck your face and come in your face. That's why I'm drowning in pussy and you're not even fucking your wife. I was like, holy shitballs.
I mean, who fucks their wife, right? So.
Dude, you're on one this week.
What? You think dead bedrooms don't exist? You think people
I'm
from
sure
the
they
50s
exist,
used
but...
to sleep in twin beds? Have you seen aunties and uncles in their rooms, by the way? None of them sleep in the same bed. They sleep in... That's why everyone has a big-ass house. Because they sleep in 2 separate rooms.
It's hilarious. All right. This is our vibe this week, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so... Man whores are so obviously insecure, so they use drowning in pussy as a cover for their shortcomings. Okay, that's
true.
Your note.
That is true. Where did you get that from?
From your note.
I don't need to say more about insecure men, but we already know.
Yeah. So Logan Roy finds out that Kendall is planning on saying that Logan is winding down and won't return to his duties. And Logan is pissed.
So this is like a little bit of drama starting to happen, right? So some people are on the Logan camp. Some people are on the Kendall camp. Everybody is trying to like retain power. Who said what? Who said this? And then Kendall wants to tell everyone that his dad's duties are winding down and the dad is pissed, like you said. But during this car ride, when they're going to the foundation, Connor's with him. Like Connor's like his little boy, right? Even though that's his eldest, he's almost like his Connor's like a sugar baby, almost. Mm-hmm. Like trying to feel
without the sugar.
Without the sugar. Well, he has the sugar.
Well yeah, I guess that's true.
Is money sugar or is sugar sex? I don't actually know.
No, money is sugar, but you're right. But it's like he doesn't have to do anything for the sugar. Like he doesn't have to have sex for the sugar.
No, he wants to take over the foundation, and then he tells like this weird story about how the mom was like talking shit about people at a foundation event 20 years ago, and Logan Roy actually laughs, and he's like, "Your mom was a wasp trap," so that's where the title came from. So I don't actually know what a wasp trap is. I know what it is, like but I don't know what it is in terms of like a grown woman.
Is it like a wealthy white lady that looks good on your arm for society and will have sex with you? And is it a marriage of convenience?
I don't know. You think Connor's mom was a hoe, a gold digger? They don't really say. So
no, I think maybe Connor's mom was a honeypot.
Dude, there is a honeypot situation coming later in this episode, right? With Kendall and the blonde lady.
Yeah.
So these fuckers gotta watch out. But then the only other thing I was going to say about Connor was you have a note later about the black dancers at the contemporary dance people. So Connor in the car is like, "Hey, Dad, can I have the foundation? Can I take it over? And can we stop with the dances and stuff? And can we make it about tax reform?" He's a libertarian. He wants to use the foundation to, I don't know what he wants to do. And then the dad is like, let's just see how tonight goes. Stupid ass Connor.
Yeah. So basically, Shiv had that conversation with the senator about the asshole. And so she basically goes to the producer named Ava, who's a black woman. And she's, a producer on the network. And she tells her to stop covering the asshole story. And Shiv says, this level of attack reflects on your professional judgment, because she's like trying to manipulate her into stopping and emotionally affect her. And so Ava says, speaking of professional judgment, you're only here because your name matches the one on the side of the building. I was like, burn.
Got her. Like literally got her. Like what can a rich kid say to you other than my daddy? Right?
Yeah.
Her only response back would have been, but my daddy. Right? Like there's nothing else. So also Ava's Puerto Rican, not black.
Oh, really? Well, she's Afro-Caribbean then.
Oh, sorry. She's Afro-Caribbean. She was in something that I watched a while ago, and I did like a huge deep dive into this actress.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like, I don't know if she's from the islands or if she's from New York, but I wouldn't call her black. I don't know. Or should we?
Okay.
Should we be commenting on this? Maybe I'm not saying it right.
I don't know. Just upon my looking at her, I would have said that, but maybe she could definitely be Puerto Rican. If you say she's Puerto Rican, I believe you. But she could also be what they call Afro-Caribbean, which is mixed African-Caribbean. But I guess that's that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
and
either way.
She
better show her papers when the rent-a-cops come, though.
Dun dun dun. Okay, so Tom is rattled after reading the bad news from the air gap room, and Kendall says that Logan likes employees that eat shit for him. So Tom basically goes, okay, I'll get a knife and fork. And hollandaise? Why did you write and hollandaise?
He says, I'll get a knife and fork and hollandaise sauce.
Oh, really?
He's going to pour some hollandaise onto that shit sandwich.
Is that because he thinks hollandaise will make shit taste better?
I don't know, but it's kind of funny that Tom walks up to his future brother-in-law and is like, hey, I have a huge problem. And Kendall's like, he was like, go fuck yourself and fall on the sword without even knowing what the problem is. That's some like hardcore elitism, like problem.
Well, it's because he's on the lower on the totem pole. So he's like, I will just step on you to get on top and get down, buddy.
But you know why they do that, right? So plausible deniability. And if they ever have to, they will remove Tom from the family and say he did it. So that's why they don't want to know. But this is some foreshadowing. It's going to be like a big deal coming up, I guess.
So Logan walks in the meeting between Stu and Kendall. Okay. And remember, Stu is the guy that gave $4 billion to rescue Waystar from this apparent catastrophe of their $3 billion debt. So Stu asks Kendall, who's in charge right now? And Kendall says, me, legally and effectively. And then Logan goes to Kendall's office. So he leaves the room and he goes to Kendall's office and he goes next to the desk and he takes a long ass pee on the carpet.
Power move. Or
Power move.
Overactive bladder. Which one do you think this was?
I mean, he could, if it was overactive bladder, why not accidentally pee in your own office? You're peeing in Kendall's office for a reason.
So what would a dog do, right? If a dog found you in his office, he'd fucking pee in it. This is exactly what I'm saying men haven't evolved in over 100 years.
Yeah.
Whether he did it on purpose or
family, not. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with his own family. He's intimidated by his son because his son is effectively and legally head of the corporation. The dad is literally shitting his diapers trying to retain control.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's trying to retain control. He's trying to like show his son that he's the man. But I love how in this family, all the men like to show their dick to the city of New York via high-rise office building.
It's crazy, man. Nothing's enough for you fools. I understand this is a scripted series, but like Shabnam said, this is some serious foreshadowing from many, many years ago. And after like watching Mountainhead, which is a completely true story, and Bad Boy Billionaires, which is absolutely true. If I had a high rise and my daddy gave me $4 billion to play with and women were just coming up to me and I could kick them out of my apartment, I don't think I would need to go pee or jerk off onto a window. I think I would have a lot of confidence that I wouldn't need to do that. It wouldn't get me anywhere in life. But these people have such low self-esteem. They can't be anything without their power, which is frankly kind of sad. And I think that's sort of what this show is saying. This show isn't a dramatic series. This is more like Arrested Development or some shit.
Well, I also think like if you have power for long enough, it becomes part of your identity. And then once you feel like you're losing it, you feel like you're losing who you are. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a tricky thing, right?
80 years old trying to retain power when you're shitting and peeing without. I don't know. I guess that's the story. Maybe that's why we're so invested in this story. We want to see them fail, right? It's not like we're not rooting good for Logan Roy.
I mean, why do we have president after president that's really fucking old? Why can't we ever have a fucking president that's like under 60 after Obama? But anyways, it's just my...
Bill Clinton, motherfucker's same age as Biden. And he was president in the 40s, essentially, at this point.
So, okay, Tom tells Greg that Tom has been exposed to a virus and now he's fucked forever. I want to share it, but anyone I talk to, I'll effectively kill. And then he hands a file to Greg.
He gives it to Greg.
And yeah, because he's doing just what was it Roman or Kendall that told him to eat the shit?
Kendall,
Yeah, Kendall. He's doing that same thing to Greg. He's like, you eat the shit. And so Greg is hesitant, but he opens the file. And it's like, dun, dun, dun.
All the bad stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So the head of cruises, basically, we learn. The head of cruises. So apparently they have a cruise line. I don't know.
Yeah. And theme park.
Well, yeah. So the head of cruises went on quote unquote entertainment tours and gave business to people who blew him. And I paused because I was like, did I write that correctly? But no, that's accurate.
Actually what happened.
Yeah. So they don't know what to do because if they tell people, they spread the virus, meaning the liability of this shit that people in their company have done. But if they don't, it will continue to happen, which is continued victimization of people. So, geez, what do we choose? Legal liability or people's lives? I mean, God, so hard.
They said there were so many NDAs that they couldn't keep anything digital. So the files are in a storage somewhere. And even the address and everything is encrypted. So, and also Tom was telling Greg, he's like, rape, murder. And then Greg is like, oh, so all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not just blowing people to extend their contracts.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers were raping and pillaging.
Civil and criminal actions.
Mm-hmm.
So Logan tells Kendall he wants to talk to Stu alone, right? And this is where obviously Logan is like, you know, dick swinging. And Kendall walks away and then goes into his office and he notices that his dad was in his office for a couple minutes before his now private meeting with Stu. And Kendall realizes that Logan pissed in the corner of his office. And then Kendall starts telling people their dad is crazy and that's why he did it. And he says, we have a fiduciary duty to the company. And Jerry, she's like, well, what did you do, Kendall? You found out about this. What did you do? And he's like, I didn't say anything yet because I didn't want him to look nuts.
I'm on Kendall's side on this one. I'd be so fucking nervous if my dad was pissing everywhere before a charity event where he's going to speak. Like, so yeah, I totally understand why Kendall is. I mean, Kendall, like you said, his nerves make him a shitty leader, but he's like the only one that's like somewhat trying to be, I don't know, do the right thing, I guess, even though he's a complete idiot as well.
Yeah. But I also don't think that Logan Roy is as crazy as he is pissed off.
No, I mean, nothing says he was crazy before this. He was running like a blue chip company, you know, like a big bloated ass company. So the dude's not crazy. He seems actually quite risk adverse, other than that $3 billion loan from the 80s, which I still don't really understand. But I don't know, man. I've been in this situation long enough. If I was Kendall, I'd want the dad gone. Obviously, he wants the dad gone.
So Tom tries to get Shiv's advice on what he found out from the handover from Bill. And he's beating around the bush, and Shiv doesn't get it. So he says he wants to give it the disinfectant of sunlight and put it on a group of naughty rotten apples. So this is what you were talking about. Basically, he's like, who can we pin this on? Bring this to light, but have like a fall guy, basically. So the charity event begins and everyone is getting their pictures taken by press out front. Logan arrives and sits in his wheelchair and Marsha reassures him he can do this. He's already like kind of nervous and tired. Connor, on the other hand, is freaking out about the dumbest things. Like, he's like, why is everyone clustered on one side of the room? They need to be in all sides of the room. He's taking this job way too seriously.
I mean, he's a little bitch. We already talked about it. He doesn't have anything else. This is going to make him feel better. Also, come on. You haven't been to Johnny or Mehran and uncles and aunties were telling us where to go and walk. Like, same shit. And nobody gives fuck about those weddings. I'm sorry. Like, I gave a fuck about them at that time. I'm sorry. But today, I don't remember your wedding. You don't remember mine either.
This is great. I don't know what's in the sauce today, like what's in that water bottle you're drinking, but I'm loving it.
I don't know. Whatever, dude. It's middle of summer. It's the dog days of summer.
Dog days are here. Okay, so the lawyer, Jerry, tells him the story of the sin cake eater. And, okay, who is she telling this to? She's telling it to Connor, right?
I don't know. Is your note?
No. Okay, so Jerry is talking to Tom about the whole scandal thing, right? And what he should do about it. He comes to Jerry like he wants advice. And Jerry basically tells him, you know the story of the sin cake eater? She basically tells him to eat shit too.
Yeah.
And he asks her, how do you know about this? Because he's like, I didn't really tell you anything yet. And she already kind of knows what's up. And she says, I'm in a sexual relationship with your mother. And she talks in her sleep. And it was hilarious. This is why I love Jerry.
She hit him with a yo mama joke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Nice.
great way to put it. Like, just very direct. Look, nobody wants to hear about motherfucking, but what's worse? Like making like a yo mama's fat, she jumps up in the air and she gets stuck kind of joke. I'd rather hear that than a very specific, I'm in a relationship with your mother. That sounds awful.
Yeah, because it
That's
sounds
worse.
more true.
It's too
Yeah.
literal. She probably is.
Yeah,
Dude, she's a hard-nosed, lesbian-looking woman, Jerry is. Sorry, I don't judge sexuality based on looks, but she's the one that said it, not me.
Yeah. Okay, so Connor comes to tell his dad that Kendall is going to say Logan is retiring. And Logan says, there's been a change of plans. Kendall's not going to speak. I am. Bitches. Watch out. So Connor, I think he's kind of like getting more uncomfortable even because he knows he like spilled the beans. So he goes into the kitchen and yells at the staff and just like shitting on the little people, for lack of a better word. And then we see Tom actually goes and chews out Greg, thinking that Greg told Jerry, the lawyer, about the whole like cruise line thing, and that's why Jerry knew.
Yeah.
And Greg is like, no, I didn't. You're spitting in my face. And Greg convinces Tom that he wasn't the one that told Jerry, which was awesome.
Greg's a little shark. He's learning
I
from the
love it.
best, by the way, right? Greg is.
He's
to be a
learning
bitch.
from the best, but he also grew up a little more rugged, so he knows how to fucking do some shit. Whereas I feel like none of these rich kids really grew up with life skills because their parents were too nice, or maybe not nice is the wrong word, but
By the way,
they were too
really quick,
privileged.
have you seen Running Point on Netflix? You told me to watch that, right? With Kate Hudson?
Oh yeah, I watched like half of the first episode. I couldn't get into it.
Oh, okay. Because
Is it good?
it's all right. I finished it yesterday. I was just zoned out on the couch. But they're a billionaire family that gets the Los Angeles Waves. I think it's supposed to be the Los Angeles Lakers. And then for some reason in the first episode, the dad dies. Well, not for some reason, it's because he's old. But he has a love child. And this like half Mexican, half white kid shows up. And he reminds me of Greg. And he has the same skinny demeanor, the same like they beat him down. Like maybe watch a couple more episodes because it's only 25 minutes or so. And then the kid, I forgot his name in the series, he starts banging all the cheerleaders and stuff, and then he gets chlamydia in the middle of the series.
Oh my god! Wow.
Because he was
I'll
like
give
a
it a couple
virgin kid, right? And then he's like 18.
Yeah.
The mom dies, I think, so the family takes him in, the billionaires, but that's their half brother, right? It's like the bastard kid.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
treat him just like Tom treats Greg, and then the kid doesn't really care because he's like getting laid left and right. But it's pretty stupid. It's a sitcom, by the
That's
way.
funny.
It's not like Succession, but it's the same exact
Yeah.
storyline.
That's funny. Interesting. So Connor basically goes and runs to Kendall and tells Kendall that their dad is going to give the speech instead of Kendall. And Kendall then runs to Jerry and he says that their dad wants to do the speech. And if he opens his mouth, quote unquote, anything could come out. We have a problem. You need to talk to him. So Jerry's like, okay. And then she goes and she talks to Logan and Jerry's like, you're gonna knock it out of the park. And then she like shrugs at Kendall, like she's just like, whatever, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah.
I think she just kind of knows she can't really control Logan. Logan's gonna do what he wants to do anyway, so she's just like managing the emotions of the family.
I mean, Jerry and Frank are the type of people that stay like, hey, I joined Apple in 1984 and now I'm VP of something, and whatever Steve Jobs wants to do to me, whatever Tim Cook wants to do to me, that's the only way you last, right? Like,
Yeah.
she's not gonna go up against Logan Roy. That sounds insane.
Yeah. So they basically, this is where they have the troupe of the Black contemporary dancers open the night's events. This was so random. It felt a little racist-y, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think that's what I was saying when they're in the car. Connor's like, why are we doing this dance shit? Can't we do progressive tax reform? Because Connor doesn't give a fuck about black people or poor people. He's probably, in that regard, he's probably the worst of these siblings.
Yeah. And then Connor obviously gets congratulated for the dinner service and he goes back and congratulates all the people that he just yelled at like an hour before. So there's that. It is what it is. So Logan is basically called up to speak and Marcia helps him up to the stage and he's kind of like leaning on chairs of tables on his way to go up there. So you could tell he's like not in a good space and she helps him get on stage and she's like encouraging and stuff. And then Stu whispers to Kendall that if Roy falls, it'll cost him a house because he put in like these billions of dollars, which this tells you like the psyche of these kind of people, you know, like they're always kind of making these financial calculations. It's kind of interesting. So anyways, he gets up on stage and he says that he's just been dealing with this recent health nonsense, a head cold, which I'm like, is that what he's referring to as aneurysm? It's like weird. He's like downplaying it hardcore.
Men gonna men, right? You can't ever tell anyone you're sick or anything like that.
Yeah. And then he says that while he was in the hospital, someone took advantage of him being there. And everyone's like, oh my God, where's this going? And then he goes, he took advantage to propose to my daughter. And he says, so I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Tom to the family. And everyone cheers and everything. And he says he's really proud of his kids, especially Kendall. And he says, well done, Ken. And then he says, I'm officially announcing I'm back. You better believe it. Full time, better than ever. Thank you. And the crowd is cheering. And then as he exits, he tells Marsha, he's like, get me out of here. Like, I'm about to fall. And I was wondering, I was like, do you think this is what it was like for Biden every time he exited stage?
No way, because Biden had no control, right? They literally, look, I'm not, why not? Let's do it. Old people that retain power, like, you are some of the worst people on earth. You are, because you were born in 1921. That wasn't enough for you. You got to do whatever the fuck you wanted in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. You bust black people in the 80s and 90s. Then you got the nerve to get up on a fucking stage when you can't talk, you can't spell Medicare, and you had such a ridiculous fucking bloated ego. You fucking stood there and told all of us that you're the only person that can take down this other fucking narcissist asshole. Two of these motherfuckers are the same person. They should have just been president, vice president, and sucked each other off until they died. That's enough.
Okay. All right.
So, no, I don't think Biden would have done
that. Okay. All right.
Sorry,
so
I've been holding that in for 5 years. Actually, no. When was that stupid-ass debate? Like, I don't even know when it was. This world is weird.
It was only like a year and a half or like 2 years ago, but it feels like forever.
No, it was last year. It was like last November or something, because the election was last November. The debate was September or October.
Yeah.
When Biden finally beat Medicare, that debate.
Yeah, was it a year ago or 2 years ago? I don't know. Time feels insane these days. I can't even keep track.
Hey, I mean, he's only getting stronger.
All right. So Kendall asks his dad, why'd you do that? And then his dad says, you were going to do that to me? Meaning like basically announce that he's retiring when he's not ready to retire and he wants to come back. And then Kendall says, I was going to make one joke about how you were never going to retire. And Logan says, bullshit. And he spits.
He's lying, right? Like, he was going to say the dad's retiring or he's winding down.
But why is he such a compulsive liar? I'm telling you,
they all
like,
are. They learn
liars,
from the best. They learn from Logan Roy. Look, the scene that you just described when he's saying, good job, Ken. Welcome Tom to the family. That is so calculated. Like, that's evil. Because you can see behind the scenes how he's treating people, and when they're up on a stage, they act so fake, right? That's the only thing about Donald Trump that's probably like legitimate, is like he doesn't act fake because he's just so fucking stupid. He just goes and says what he wants, verbal diarrhea, and then we're all like, oh, okay, here we go again. So I don't know. I think people like this, Kendall Roy and Logan Roy, they manipulate the conversation with their public words. Public discourse, I'd say, not conversation.
Cool. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So Kendall basically, in the end, asked the girl that he brought if it's okay, if she's okay, because he feels like some kind of tension, right? And she says that Ava, the lady that we were debating what race she is, Ava told her to make sure that Kendall has a really good time. And he's like, what? And so he's all confused and he's like, look, I don't like want anything like that from you, and he lets her go. Roman comes up just then and tells him he should have at least gotten a blowjob. It's only ethical.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, so this is the moral compass this tax bracket goes off of.
I was saying Kendall is like the best one because he's literally saying, I'm her boss, I can't do anything, she's a hot blonde woman, and the anchor is literally like, no, I'm a sex worker. She like, that's what she's saying.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
There's no other way to put it. And
look, I can't fault her exactly because this is the system that she was told by Ava, right? So like this is like a systemic issue, you know.
This is a systemic issue, and anybody that is listening and made it this far, just Google Fox News hamburger meat.
Oh, geez. Okay.
And and then email us chaiafterdark@chaiafterdark.com. Roger Ailes, who was, I don't know, president of Fox News after Rupert Murdoch and stuff, this motherfucker harassed everyone and anyone to the point where they made a movie about it called Bombshell with Margot Robbie.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That was good.
And then Megyn Kelly's gone. Everybody left Fox News, and we're all just like, oh, nothing happened. Of course we know what happened. They fucking harassed the shit out of these women.
Yeah. So Greg then runs into Jerry, who tells him, good kid, keep talking, meaning that Greg is the one that originally. So now Greg's playing Tom, and I am here for it.
Dun,
this is
dun,
like,
dun.
I don't know. This was like eating like the best fucking food I've ever had in my life. I was like, thank God. And I like literally just started like counting my macros again. So this is like literally having like pistachio ice cream, which was my favorite Thrifty's ice cream. I don't know why. Yeah, shout out. So Roman then goes home, and of course he fucks his girl in the high rise because Roman be like that sometimes. And then Logan gets home with Marcia, and apparently he's fallen asleep on the ride home, and she's like, basically he's so tired that she wants to let him sleep undisturbed, so they end up driving around for a while, which I don't know what this means. Like he's hanging on for dear life, I guess, or he's just not ready to come back, but he's trying to come back. I mean, obviously I guess that's what it means.
Everything he's doing is more so for show. He hasn't done anything yet in terms of acquisitions or debt or whatever he's supposed to take care of. So in the following episodes, he does get a little bit more involved on the business side of things to try to get them out of this debt. So he does come back with a vengeance, but he starts fucking with his kids even further. I'm really excited for you to see it.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Cool.
Not like, like so we can shit on these people.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. So that was episode 4 of Succession. Join us this coming Thursday. We're going to be covering Outsourced. I can't wait to go on the little of the South Asian side, although we did talk a lot about South Asian stuff in this one somehow. But head over there to get a little bit of South Asian nostalgia and, you know, how we outsourced things. And
it's actually a pretty legitimate, factually correct movie, which is kind of wild.
Factually correct and timely, I would say, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, everyone,
right.
for listening. Shabnam, where can people find us? Because they're actually already listening, so they already found us.
Yeah. You could find us on social media at Chai After Dark on Instagram and TikTok and on every podcast platform. And like and subscribe and follow us. Give us 5 stars. Write us a nice note. If you have something not nice to say, just email it to us privately. We're busy. We can't handle public shaming.
Let's jingle out.
Dun, dun, dun,
If you're
dun,
getting
dun.
married this weekend, I'm really sorry for shitting on your marriage. Bye.